Hello, I'm Ron Hallett. I'm an assistant professor here in educational administration and leadership. I got my doctorate in 2009 at the University of Southern California under the direction of Bill Tierney. I started out my career as an elementary school teacher, teaching students with emotional and behavior disorders. And since that point, I got my doctorate and decided to come back and start teaching in graduate school. So I teach primarily in the master's program and the doctoral program. At the master's level, I teach a class called Pluralism, which is a required class for all master's students. And what we do in that class is explore social theories and get the opportunity to have students create case studies and initiate doing research. I also teach an action research class that's at the master's and doctoral level. And the exciting thing about that class is what we do is find a problem that students have either in their profession or in the community, and they work with community partners to develop a study, and they study the process of actually solving the problem. And students find that that class is not only useful for their research, but for their future professions as they're trying to tackle big social issues. At the doctoral level, I teach the first and the last class that students take. So in the first class, we start exploring what's good research, who are we as researchers, and what's going to look like to be part of a doctoral program. And at the very end, I teach a class that helps students develop their dissertation proposals and start actually doing their research. And the fun part about that is I get to see students at the very beginning, and they have budding research interests, and then see where they've come after 2 to 3 years as they start actually doing the research and evolving as actual researchers. My areas of interest as far as my own personal research are twofold. I'm really interested in issues of access to education, and that takes the form of looking at both access to high school as well as the transition between high school and college. And that type of research, what I've done is tried to find ways to actually integrate that into actionable knowledge. So I've created programs over the summer to help students begin thinking about what it looks like to prepare in high school for college, as well as transition to college. And right now I'm working with a middle school to integrate what we've learned over the past 3 years into their curriculum across all classes. And the other line of inquiry, which is probably my area of expertise, is looking at issues of access for homeless students. And what I'm working on right now is a study with a school district with Linda Skurla, looking at how districts try to develop policies and practices to help homeless students. And I'm also doing a study at the college level of looking at what it's like to be homeless when you're in college. And right now I'm working on a life history of one student up in Sacramento who is trying to navigate being homeless and attending a community college at the same time. And right now we don't know a lot about that experience, so it's kind of my initial step towards doing more research in college with homeless students.